This is what happens to a society where we value smart ways to be weak over wise ways to be strong.
It was a chaotic night in the city of Philadelphia. Looters ransacked stores in Center City. The Foot Locker on Chestnut, the Apple Store on Walnut, and the Lululemon. But they didn't stop there. They also hit up the Roosevelt Mall and stores in West Philadelphia.
There's no need for it. There's no reason for it.
Police are now investigating a number of videos that were posted throughout the night on social media. Including these ones posted on Instagram. City officials say 52 people have been arrested, 49 adults and 3 juveniles.
We're going to seek the charges that apply based upon the situation or the incident that they were involved in, whether it be a robbery charge, a burglary charge, a theft charge.
Police say a woman who was arrested incited other people to get involved through posts on social media.
So as you guys can see, this is the aftermath of the looting in Philadelphia last night. And I think it's important to talk about this topic today. I actually originally had something else I wanted to talk about, but since this came up, I figured it would be a good opportunity for us to really flip the script on these people out here that are trying to destroy our civilization and think it's fun to destroy civilization and, you know, all for some trinkets. They're going to throw away their livelihoods. And there's a lot more information here that I want to show you guys. But that was just a little taste here. And of course, I do not think that this is going to be something that is talked about too much in the news. But I do think that since over 50 people were arrested in this is going to be something that needs to be talked about. And this is also just a reflection on what happened in 2020. A lot of the times people don't want to remember what happened in 2020 with the riots and the looting because it was considered to be something that was righteous at the time. They earned it. This is reparations. These are not reparations, ladies and gentlemen. These are thieves. These are criminals. These are people that are utterly lost and are, I believe, to be possessed by demons. Otherwise, they wouldn't be participating in these kinds of behaviors. But let's continue.
A night of looting in the city of Philadelphia continued into the early morning hours.
Police were busy responding to retail theft and break-ins from West
And thank God the police actually fucking responded.
Philadelphia to Northeast Philadelphia.
The chaos started in Center City last night when a large group of juveniles began looting store after store. Then a caravan of people started riding around the city, targeting more spots. Police began pursuing one group and were able to stop them at Sellers and Oakland streets in the Frankford neighborhood.
Overall, more than a dozen people were arrested, but interim Philadelphia Police Commissioner John Stanford was clear to point out the lawlessness is not related to an earlier peaceful protest. Those demonstrators who took to Center City streets were protesting a judge's...
And again, I do not like how they talk about the peaceful protest. How can you sit there and say that it's a peaceful protest when people are literally breaking in afterward? That's not a peaceful protest. These people are lying to our faces. This is so insane. Golly, we live in an insane society. You know, when I look around at people now, I just get confused more than anything. People will look at you strange, and then when you confront them about it, they don't have anything to say. They'll act like they like you, and then they'll talk bad about you behind your back. It's just like, man, y'all are fucked up. Y'all are crazy. And it's because you're taking in information like this and believing it. You're believing that these people are telling you something that's real because they're wearing dresses and suits. Think for your GD self. My gosh.
On Stanford was clear to point out the lawlessness is not related against former Philadelphia police officer Mark Dial in the deadly shooting of Eddie Irizarry.
We have team coverage of the events. Action News reporter Corey Davis has more on the drop charges for the former police officer.
But we're going to start with Action News reporter Catherine Scott live in Center City with what the new police chief called criminal opportunists. Good morning, Catherine.
Criminal opportunists. Let's go ahead a little bit in this video here. Yeah,
with followers jumping into the lawlessness. Cell phone video shows the chaos. People with arms full of clothing and electronics. You see them
look how many
hauling them down Center
people
City
there
streets, loading the goods into cars. The looting started shortly before 8 p.m. 911 calls started coming in about a large group, possibly as many as 100, moving through Center City. Around 8 p.m., cell phone video shows a group of people taking merchandise out of a Chestnut Street Foot Locker.
Look how
a number of juveniles.
Golly, look how much they're just taking. And look how many people are just joining in after seeing them.
Got away, but police say at least one adult was arrested. Within 15 minutes, more looting reported, this time at Lululemon. You can see the piles of clothing on the floor. Around 8:15, the Apple store on Walnut was hit. Phones and tablets taken, though police say some of the goods have since been recovered. By 9:10, police locked down multiple blocks of Chestnut and Walnut. As of midnight, police say at least 15 to 20 people were arrested. 2 weapons were recovered for peaceful protests after a judge dismissed charges against a police officer who fatally shot Eddie Irizarry.
It's disrespectful to the Irizarry family and what they're going through right now, and they were at the protest earlier. They've certainly communicated.
All right, I've seen enough of this one. Let's go to this video here.
Philadelphia arrested dozens of people last night after a violent...
I don't necessarily like some of these news sources, but considering that this is all that we have to really look at right now, then this is what we got.
Looting spree, a growing problem around the country that's forcing many retailers to take drastic measures. Tom Yamas has that story.
Tonight,
look
more
at
than
that.
50 people are under arrest in connection with this overnight crime wave that hit Philadelphia. Officers tackling suspects ransacking businesses. Crowds of suspected thieves seen running from stores like...
Again, thank goodness that the police actually did something about it.
Apple, Lululemon, and Foot Locker.
This is not shop.
Seen running from stores like Apple, Lululemon, and Foot Locker.
Jeez, the windows are destroyed.
This is not shoplifting. This is looting. This is riot.
It's called organized retail theft. It's happening all over America, killing business and making shopping even more expensive. Target says crooks are forcing them to close 9 stores by October.
Yo! That's insane. And look at where they're at. Look at where their cities are at, where they have to close. They're all in these big cities that are in, what kind of states are they, ladies and gentlemen? Quote unquote democratic states. Now I'm not a Republican either. I'm just me. But I'm just saying that yeah, the writing's on the fucking wall, okay? The writing is on the wall. There is a pathological disease that is brewing within the Democratic people right now. And I speak that with sincerity, and I say that with a sense of compassion as well.
Saying theft is, quote, threatening the safety of our team and guests.
This Target in Oakland is one of the ones shutting down, and you can see what the shopping experience is like. You got deodorant, you have shaving cream, all locked up, even toothpaste. You have to call someone to help you buy one because of thieves.
What? Oh my gosh. I didn't know that.
Even toothpaste. You have to call someone to help you buy one because of thieves.
But it's...
Golly.
It's the crime outside of stores in Oakland that is terrifying residents. 10,000 cars stolen just this year. Burglaries and robberies also up. Last week, cameras captured this woman screaming in agony as thieves dragged her across the street trying to steal her purse. It mirrors another incident earlier this month.
When you see crime like that during the day, what does that tell you?
It tells me that there's a sense of lawlessness, that there...
Exactly. And it's people not following God's laws. And I'm not talking, like, I don't, like, look, I'm the kind of person that I genuinely believe that if we started to follow God's laws, there would be no need for government. In fact, I think that's the whole point of the 10 Commandments. It would solve a hell of a lot of problems. It would solve a hell of a lot of problems.
There are people in our community that don't fear being arrested.
LaRon Arms.
And why don't they fear being arrested? Because they don't have anything to lose. And those are the most dangerous kinds of people. And believe me, as one of those kinds of people that at one point in my life, even now I still don't feel like I have anything to lose, but that's because I'm spiritually whole. I'm spiritually well. The people that don't fear anything about consequences and because they have nothing to lose, yeah, they're dangerous, but it's also the fact that they have a degree of idleness in their life that is unsatisfied. And sometimes these people act as if causing disruption is going to give them that thrill to life. Like they're trying to chase a feeling. That's what it really comes down to, I think.
Armstrong was the latest Oakland police chief to be fired.
Is it a free-for-all when it comes to crime in Oakland?
I think it's a combination of lack of enforcement and then not strong.
Lack of enforcement, exactly. That's why I was so pleased to see the police actually do something in Philly. Thank God.
Strong enough prosecution.
And now residents of Oakland say they've had enough, closing their own businesses in protest of a city they say can't keep them safe.
Letting violent crime criminals out as soon as they're...
And guess one of the reasons why they can't be kept safe safe from themselves is like, can they even have weapons? I don't think so.
Apprehended and booked does not lead to public safety.
I consider it a state of emergency. I've never seen Oakland this way before.
Residents now calling for new leadership, tougher laws, and a turnaround before...
This is exactly... This is exactly what whoever they is exactly, use your own discretion. And many people can think I'm a conspiracy theorist at this point. But this is exactly what happened in Russia. This is exactly what happened in China in the Chinese Revolution in the 1950s and 60s. And then the Bolshevik Revolution in the 19-teens into the 20s, the 1920s. The whole society, and you can even think about this with Rome too, ancient Rome, where people were just so distracted by the shiny things. Like, we lived in such a quote-unquote safe world that when in safe society, that is, in these times and in these places where it was almost like there was just too much comfortability for people to handle. And so they were distracted by the comfortability while the interior rotted. It's kind of like, I'm not sure if anybody's had a root canal or anything. I've never had a root canal, thank God, but it's almost like you don't really know how bad the tooth is until you actually go to get it checked out, right? And then you actually get to know that, there's actually a problem in the roots, and then like you might even end up having to take the tooth out altogether, et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of like the same thing, but with the government. When the government is supposed to be that strong force that brings peace and order and restoration to its people, when it starts to rot from the inside out, you don't even know about it until it's kind of too late. And so with these people in Philadelphia last night, just letting the riots erupt. I mean, this is crazy.
Chaotic night in the city of Philadelphia. Looters ransacked stores in Center City. The Foot Locker on Chestnut, the Apple Store on Walnut, and the Lululemon. But they didn't stop there. They also hit up the Roosevelt Mall and stores in West Philadelphia.
Look, this is the kind of... Ooh, there's more.
Involved through posts on social media. They are looking to push for a conspiracy charge against her.
This person incited a lot of other individuals to do. At one point, what we know is coordinated a caravan of individuals to go across the city, hitting multiple locations.
Police.
Oh, so there was somebody that actually coordinated somebody or other people to go hit. See, this is why it's so important to stay low key. It's so important to stay low key, and it's important to stay true to your path, follow God's laws, and live a life of righteousness where you don't have to worry about being this kind of person. You don't have to worry about being the person that brings shame to your ancestors. You don't have to worry about whether or not you're doing things the wrong way now. Thank goodness for people like you watching this video right now. And I will pray for the people in Philadelphia tonight and for the police officers as well. And for anybody that is going through these kinds of times where you feel like you're wanting to make the weaker choice, even though it seems smart, I urge you not to do it. It sucks. Believe me, it sucks. There's many times in my life where, of course, I could have had the easy route, but I chose not to do that route. I chose to go somewhere more holistic and to continue forward, even when the times didn't seem like they were just simply bleak. But I had to create those new times. And that's what we're going to have to do as a collective society in this world. We're going to have to create these new times and leave behind the disgusting, repulsive wickedness that is being, again, it's that pathological illness being set into our society. We must be able to identify it and leave it behind, and be able to talk things through like adults, and not just sell our lives away for some trinkets. So with that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful, and until next time, peace be with you.